and good morning, West Michigan. I'm Emily Scarlett.
You could say that again. I feel like it's been a long week. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm Tanner Holbrook. Thank you so much for waking up with us and watching on 13 Plus. Of course, we're starting off this morning a little bit chilly as you step outside.
It is feeling pretty cold out there.
Yeah, and this afternoon will actually get kind of deceivingly warm and then very cold this weekend. So we're on a bit of a spring roller coaster ride over the next. Right now is located just to the north of Marquette. It's going to bring along with it some isolated to scattered chances for both rain and snow today. These are going to be really minor chances, even models pushing out periods of sunshine throughout the day today. Again, winds are going to be the most notable element of today's forecast. Tomorrow, though, a slight shift in the placement of that low pressure system has now twisted our winds further north and west. We know what that means. We've talked about lake effect snow so much this season. Instead of a northerly component, which would typically just clip Van Buren County, Big Sauble, and Little Sauble Point, we are now seeing those lake effect snow bands push further inland and make their way across the US 31 corridor and then continuing to the lake shore's edge. We even could see a few light flurries mixing further inland than that. When it comes to snowfall totals, I would say a trace amount to 3 inches will be possible. The 3-inch marks are going to be in our traditional northwest belt zones. In between the lake effect bands themselves, I do anticipate partly cloudy conditions. Lakeshore boundary, Samantha J. We've got our low pressure system off to the north and west of us. As this continues to glide into our forecast zone, it's going to bring along with it some minor chances for isolated rain and snow today. A bigger element is going to be the strong gusty winds and a quick warm up. Short-lived warm-up, because once the cold front arrives in the backside of this system, we are going to have drastically cooler temperatures headed into the weekend. Hour-by-hour forecast here shows if you're north of 96, very isolated chances for rainfall. Notice how light these shades of green are, right? So this is going to be very minor amounts of rain that do slip through late morning and into the mid-afternoon hours. I would say our better opportunity and window actually comes closer to sunset. This model pushing in even a little bit of filtered sunshine throughout the day today. That would be nice. It will be windy outside, but our temperatures will be making a jaunt towards 50 degrees again. Then we see the winds start to pivot to out of the north and west by 7 to 8 p.m. This is going to start to transition our precip type very quickly, bringing us scattered chances for both rain and snow, and then eventually setting us up for lake effect snow into your Saturday. Coming up about 6 minutes from now, we'll talk about lake effect snow and snowfall total. The temperature is because we have so much fluctuation, starting off in the 20s to 30s, making it nearly to the 50s, and then dropping back down into the 20s by day's end. So a lot of fluctuation there, and that's all the result of the winds that are being coupled along with it. We do have wind advisories that go into effect at 10 a.m. this morning and continue on until 11 p.m. tonight. Those winds expected to gust anywhere from 40 to even 45 miles per hour. And it's the change in the wind direction throughout the day today that's going to bring us the variability in our temperatures out of the south-southwest throughout the first half of the day, and then a switch to out of the north and west headed into the weekend. After kind of some nice nuances to this week's forecast, the weekend outlook is not perfect, and it starts off with these wind alerts. We've got wind advisories going into effect 10 a.m. today, continuing on until 11 o'clock for 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Low pressure system itself still to the north and west of us. It's first going to drive in winds out of the south and west throughout the day today. Here's that look at the evening hours tonight. Right now, sustained out of the south and west, and then pivoting to out of the north and west as we track on into your Friday. That change in wind direction is going to cause a change in temperature and a change in precip type along with it. Today we climb to around 48 degrees, and then tomorrow barely making it out of the 20s. We actually will start off our morning at about 28 degrees with lake effect showers mainly concentrated US 31 corridor into the lakeshore's edge. And then as we track into your Sunday, we're talking partly sunny conditions, breaking back into the low 30s, but still a very chilly afternoon in sight. Let's track those lake effect snow showers. Hour by hour forecast bringing us very isolated nuisance chances for rainfall throughout the day today. But now we're starting to see a little bit more umph supporting this lake effect snow. Our traditional northwesterly bands from Holland stretching down through Allegan County into Three Rivers, and then another band that typically sets up north Muskegon County. Those two areas will likely accumulate somewhere between 1 to 3 inches of snow. Those bands will slightly drift inland, but a vast majority of areas between between the lake effect snow bands, we'll see partly sunny conditions. And here's a glance at those snowfall totals. Here's our 1 to 3 inches. And because we do get cold enough fast enough tonight, I do foresee this sticking to the ground right away. Inland areas seeing much lower amounts. Emily and Tanner, but we are going to see very windy conditions that cause the temperatures to warm up. We have wind advisories that go into effect 10 a.m. until 11 p.m. tonight. That's 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts that we're anticipating. Low pressure system itself off to the north and west of us. It's first going to glide in a warm front, some scattered chances for showers throughout the back half of the afternoon, but the more notable element will be those winds sustained first out of the south-southwest. The element of today's forecast gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour. The National Weather Service did issue wind advisories for us today. This is widespread across West Michigan, and the wind profile itself is going to have a huge influence on our temperatures, gusting 40 miles per hour through the mid-afternoon hours today out of the south and west, which will take us into the mid to upper 40s. But tomorrow, northwesterly wind outside enjoying it, and the temperatures continue to fall into the low 20s throughout the day on Saturday. As for your Sunday, we drop down to 16 degrees. That's the coldest air we've had so far this week, and then breaking it into the low 30s by Sunday afternoon. At least Sunday will feature a fair amount of sunshine. There will be pockets of sunshine between our lake effect snow tomorrow. Hour by hour forecast here, though, I want to delve a little bit more into the lake effect pattern itself. Today, on and off nuisance chances for light rain and light snow. We even could have some sunshine that rolls through during the mid-afternoon hours. But then tomorrow, our true northwesterly belts come to fruition. These two bands that set up do look to have a little bit of umph to them with our strong northwesterly winds and the cold air inbound. I do anticipate within our northwesterly belts anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Outside of the belts themselves, trace amounts and even partly cloudy conditions between the lake effect snow. You know who you are at this point. If you're underneath a northwesterly lake effect snow belt, you likely will have to break out the shovel by end of day tomorrow, and it's not going to melt away quickly. Now,
we had a star this morning, Benny, the local celebrity in Greenville, I guess.
What a sweet way to be greeted, too.
Yeah.
Oh, that little
Benny,
smile.
Benny's a great dog name, too.
No, I do
love
like
it.
it.
Benny the